And good morning on a well, it's nice now. It was miserable earlier on this Sunday morning for my Sunday brunch hacking stream. So what I'm going to be doing today is a bit of SQLite. That's what we're going to be doing. So, in order to move forward on that, I'm going to add, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add SQL. God, the desk is filthy. Ugh. Just dust everywhere. Hang on just a second, this has been noisy. Sorry, that's my desk hoover. So yeah, what I want to do is I got my chat. Well, maybe we should do that first. Maybe we should do that first. Where are we? Don't need this. I think let's just check the status of this. Okay, I'll record that. You'll note in my oh, you can see the iron grey skies, and then like sunny sky. You can't see the sky, but you can see that it's sunny. Anyway, you can see it's rotating. Hopefully, I've fixed all of that. I still got some issues with that thing. Oh, and I've got coffee this morning because it's brunch time. It's very nice coffee. I've got some paperwork here also that I need to do something with, and a Raspberry Pi that I need to do something with. And oh my goodness, so much stuff to do. Anyway, let's commit this, and we can get rid of this window. Add viz change test. Always forgetting to update that, and that's because I don't want to use master anymore, but I'm trapped in this doom loop with Git. Okay, so picnic we still want now. Let's git pull from here. Check out chat.c and we'll git pull. Now let's run. Oh, sorry, you probably can't see any of this. So I'll make this bigger. Hopefully that is big enough. Accomplish. It's not, is it? Because my window is too big. My face is too big. Let's make that much smaller. There we go. Hopefully that is okay. Can see a bit more now. So let's do that. I think this will be running 8091 is this, so let's stop nickd. I'm going to run nickd. Okay, so it's now running. And we didn't have to log in because we'd already got a file there. So if we type now, logged in as Alice, and I think you can just about see maybe on this monitor over here. I don't know, maybe did that come through? It's hard to tell, isn't it? We probably need a date on these things. Hello there. No, it's not coming through. So we'll just refresh that, and now we can type hello there. And there we go. And now we can type, oh, hi, Alice. And it's all good. And it doesn't break. You can reset. And this is all good. And it all still works. Apparently it doesn't. That's interesting, isn't it? Oh, got a bit of a headache. Why is that then? That's coming through. So if I refresh this one, does it not work? So I think I've still got the problem. Yeah. I missed one, didn't I? Oh, look, we've still got some sort of encoding problem here. That's super weird. I thought I'd fixed that. I wonder. I might try and recompile everything. So slice mem is the stuff I'm using for a lot of the string management. So let's try all this again. I mean, it's possible. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, it seems to be working, doesn't it? I think I hadn't refreshed properly, which points to some dependency analysis problem in my build system. But hey ho, you know, we'll fix that, right? Yeah. So what we're doing today, is so this is all working, but you can see there's no chat history. And even more than that, you can't get other people to use it because we've only got these two channels. The users are statically embedded. The channels are statically embedded. So what I thought is I obviously need some way of persisting disk that is not just like little text files. Because, so for the users, for example, I need a way of pulling the user files, pulling the users who are in a chat. And so, you know, so obviously you could got to create those somehow. And then you got to query it, and it's got to be fast. So I've been playing with SQLite. I'm a big Postgres guy. Been using Postgres for a long time. I understand Postgres very well, and so it's a bit of a shock for me to use any other database. But change needs to happen to us all. So yeah, had a bit of a thing at work in which I made a fantastic Postgres as a service thing. You know, my stewardship of it came to an end, which I'm not terribly happy about. But of course, that has to happen. You know, things need to move on. Anyway, as a reaction to that, I thought, well, why don't I take a break from Postgres and go and learn SQLite? And SQLite is amazing. So if you were watching at the beginning of the stream, you'll have noticed I've already cloned this. Let's just go, and I don't need to do, sorry, I'm using two environments at the moment, sort of half on my laptop. I spend a lot more time in the house because the house is warmer. I'm going to move all of this to a Unix or a Linux environment, but to do so I actually need to build some electronics. It's hilarious how ridiculous I am. I'm also thinking about a USB hub here that's only got 3 USB-A ports on it, and I really want like 5. I did an Amazon search last night and couldn't find a single USB-A. I need 5 USB-A ports, and I don't think I need many 3 ones. It's just, you know, I need that many, and I need micro SD reader, and obviously a USB-C port or 2 would be really good. So can I have that, please? Can you self-power one of those? Anyway, let's go look. Stop going on, Nick. So let's go and look at this readme.md. Okay, so blah 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 blah. It does. How can you build it? You can build it like this. So you get the source code. I've already got the source code from Git. Though interestingly, SQLite has its own version control system that they built. Now again, that's one of those things that has sort of been a shibboleth for me. Like, oh, build your own version control system. That's a bit mad. I was never an enthusiastic Git user. I was much more keen on Mercurial back in the day. So it's really interesting that the SQLite guy just wrote his own, and it's really good. It's really good. I really like it. So I guess I might start using it myself. Quite interesting. Anyway, you do this, you do SQLite configure, you make SQLite 3, do this, and it gives you this, what they call the amalgamation source file. And I think this is what I want inside NICD. I might want the SQLite 3 as well, but Accomplish has already got ways of doing this sort of thing. So I'm going to pull in to Accomplish this SQLite thing. So, and I think I'll need it. I have yet to work out how the dependencies are all going to work here, really, because I think I'll need SQLite in a whole bunch of these apps. So I don't know whether to split all the apps out into them being, shared objects, dynamically loadable libraries, and just load them up. Or I don't know whether it's quite fun to have everything inside a single C file, ls, lh, nicd. So right now it's 288k. I've done nothing to, and that's with -g. So that's got all the debug symbols in it and stuff. It's quite big already. It's got WebSockets in it. It's got all of OpenSSL in it, and that's with -g as well, I think. So anyway, let's go add this SQLite thing. So where's the OpenSSL one? OpenSSL is there, so I figure it's sort of above that, right? So let's copy this wslay stuff for now, and we'll put it in here. Right, so whoops, SQLite source. Maybe we need to swap these around so we can go between them. That is wrong. I haven't done that correctly. How am I going to do this? There we go. So there we go. Now we can switch. So there's when you just run this, there's a configure. So they don't make you run auto tools to configure this stuff. You can just go in. So that's neat, right? So let's do that. So we're going to clone the SQLite thing. What's the remote here? Copy this. And so this is the remote. And I'll put it in here. So I've already done this clone bit. Why did I do that? Because it takes ages. So the way Accomplish works is, and I think this is quite cool. Like, I'm quite pleased with the way this works. It lets you multi-stage the directories. So I have when I'm doing this, what I'm saying is, okay, I depend on this Git repo in sources in that home. So anything I build with SQLite, I could refer to the same Git directory, and I could just always maintain a single sources. What I haven't done yet is branches. So it would be really cool to be able to add branches to this so that you could depend on a particular branch in a particular repo. But what happens is that it doesn't use that. It uses it to copy it. So it copies all the files, not the Git files, but the actual files in the repo, out of the repo and into its own local build local cache. And then you can build that. So you've got a throwaway copy locally in your build system of a centrally managed copy of the internet source. So it means not that I'm on a slow connection, but it means for me, if I'm on a train or something like that with a laptop or in an environment where I can't get network, I can still work as long as I've previously pulled that central repo down, and I can not only can I work, I can completely rebuild, because the base rebuild is to just go back to your local copy of the Git repo instead of upstream. It also means that as upstream changes, you don't have problems until you deliberately integrate, which is great. I do need to do branches. Anyway, so the workdir is the actual where the working directory of the Git repo is. That's here. So obviously a portable one is that. You could put this anywhere, but I think it's reasonable to have it there. So anyone building this has to have that sources directory, but that's okay. We should probably set this as a variable, where this particular directory is, but hey, because a lot of people just vendoring it, trying it out, they wouldn't care about this. Anyway, hey, so then this is the local build local projector. So we're going to clone it into here. I've already done that because it takes ages. And then we're going to copy it from there into there. And all the time we're using this configure file to track that. So we should be able to do this. I've noticed though, let's turn on D and see what happens here. So we should be able to go accomplish SQLite source configure, and it will do this, right? And this might take a while because there's a lot to copy. Ooh, interesting, it failed. So, I mean, obviously we're doing this, right? Because we're doing it for things like OpenSSL, so it already works. So I'm not sure what that -c is. Oh, perhaps that should be a target task. No, it should be it's a target without a task. Can't remember how to do those even. Think if we do, yeah, targets have to have depths, but this has got a depth. I mean, like this one. It's a bit strange, isn't it? I wonder if we did this. So let's get rid of that. again and run the thing again. It's doing CP, I don't know whether run actions for configure -c requires an argument. I don't know what that means. Clearly there's a bug in there though, isn't there, somewhere? So all of this is past. Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. So then we're going to make a task that compiles this. So you see like this WSLay one. SQLite source. So let's just go look at this again. WSLay. So you've got a WSLay task for configure AC. Oh yeah, and then you've got configure. So we really want something like SQLite 3.c. We'll have SQLite source, and we'll make a directory called SQLite. I'm not even sure we need that. Can you do a prefix? Configure help. See, there's the other thing about this clever system is I can now go and muck about in the Git repo to my heart's content, because I'm not actually using it for the build system. I'm only using the Git files. So if I make a working directory change, that's okay. I'm only using the Git files to do all of this. So what did it say there? We better go up to find out. Doesn't really say anything. Is there a prefix that you can use? Local options session prefix. So I have built this before, and it just goes into the main directory. Prefix. So maybe we'll make a prefix SQLite dist, and so we're making that in the same accomplished directory. We don't need the reconf, we don't need automake. All of this is done. And then we run make, and SQLite 3.c is what we do. And then this depends on SQLite 3, SQLite source configure. SQLite 3.c depends on this. SQLite source configure. So this depends on this. Okay, So what should happen is we should end up with SQLite 3.c, what the SQLite people call the amalgamation. Sounds like something from some shit science fiction film. Oh, I wonder if it's that, actually. Let's try it. Accomplish. Oh. Well, I didn't seem to do anything. Accomplish SQLite source. Yep, it's not done anything. In function main. This is wrong. We're struggling with this. Oh yeah, it should be shell. That's why that is going wrong. Okay, there we go. SQLite is compiling. Wow, that was fast. And now we have a dist. Nothing in dist. If we look in source, there is a SQLite 3.c. So I wonder what happens. Let's just go and test it out. If we run make install. I think this is compiling SQLite 3.c. Ooh, lots of interesting warnings. And so this is going to put everything into SQLite dist. So now we've got a bin with SQLite in it and a lib. We don't actually want that. We don't want any of this. So we're going to RM that again. Nearly RM'd all of. Okay, so what we do want is target task. We want like SQLite 3.0. So I think that's what we want. And what we're going to do basically is compile it. Space on the end of there, minus I. Accomplish SQLite. So I'm just going to do this, change all this back to source, not dist. Do we even need to make that? I don't think we do, because we're not going to make it. We're not going to do that. And we could join these two together. So we just make this great big what they call the amalgamation. So we check out the repo, get copy, make the amalgamation, and then we're going to compile it. And we are just watching Random Strangers. We're going to have accomplish. Oh, this is a -c as well, so let's just break this out into lots of lines. Accomplish SQLite source SQLite 3.c, right, which itself is a target. -o SQLite 3.0. So we're going to make a SQLite 3.0 in the current directory. How do we copy things like header files? We want the header file in this directory as well. How do we do that with wslay? Wslay lib wslay. So we're trying to make in wslay dist lib wslay. I can't see us doing it. Here we are. Here's how we do it for curl. So is there a header file? There's no header file before you do something. So we've also got the header file that we need to worry about, like that's what this is doing. So this isn't. I think it makes that. Let's worry about that once we've made the blasted thing. Okay, so SQLite. Let's make SQLite 3.0. Whoa, isn't it always the way? I just managed to quit Emacs. Okay, look, I need a comfort break. I'm gonna. Clearly, I need a comfort break. I'm like, well, maybe not. Okay, let's try it. Fatal error. Maybe I do need a comfort break. SQLite. Okay, look. SQLite 3.c depends on this. CD into there. I don't know, these are better as multiple lines, aren't they? Configure that. Make that. Okay, I need a comfort break. I'm going to take a comfort break and then we'll be back. And we'll deal with it. Okay, comfort broke. What is going on here? So oh, this doesn't have a file there. SQLite 3.0. Like, for example, that, yeah. Right, now. So then it compiles that, and that takes a while. I've got Elton John in my head for some bizarre reason. Well, not literally. That would be quite strange. But some of Elton John's music. But I don't expect I can hum it, or there'll be a copyright strike. There we go. Now, if we now look, we should have... Oh, for goodness sake. I think that's a completion thing. Like, above. Oh, we're having a bad day. What is going on? There we go. I must fix this control thing. So that's quite big, and I think every time you kill it, and we need to recompile it, it's quite slow to recompile. And in addition, it's quite expensive. Look, it's quite spendy on the CPU. I don't know. Maybe that's just my laptop. My laptop took ages to compile it, but here we go. We've got it working. So I think that is sort of all you need. Now we can use that in our stuff. It's quite a big build file now. But I don't know. I love this build system. I think it's really cool. So it's familiar enough in terms of all of this stuff, in terms of the fact that it's just little shell scripts. What so Joding that casual programmer guy, the Russian guy, he's so cool. He wrote this thing. He is, I guess, a male chauvinist pig. I guess. We used to say that in the 80s. I don't think we say that anymore. Anyway, he wrote this thing called Knob, which is a build system. No build, but of course he had to call it Knob because everything is a 69 or knob or some ridiculous reference to sex. And it's completely portable. So it's a build system like Accomplish, but it's completely portable. Accomplish isn't portable. You need a shell. But I think that's quite good because I like saying things in shell. I know shell. I just, you can't use a shell script to do everything. Shell scripts do dependency management, become a mess real quick. So having this language that you can define in C, I don't know, it's pretty, I like it. I think it's pretty good. It's quite modular. So nickd is already quite a complex build file, and I think it's just really nice. So what I intend to do to make it completely portable is to write a shell in Accomplish. So Accomplish will also include a shell, but not an interactive one. So you'll just have like a command parser. So I can write a parser and all of that in shell. Accomplish is already quite big. 1,183 lines. So I guess I might double that if I add a shell. And I might need to reorganize the code a bit better so that I can manage it more. But I don't know, I think that's okay. I think that's okay. When you look at the SQLite file, no, that's not what we want to do, is it? We want to go and accomplish SQLite source, SQLite 3.c. This file, this file, which remember is an amalgamation of other files, it's 265,000 lines long. I mean, it's a bunch of other files. Emacs does pretty well with this. Look at that. That's pretty good. Anyway, okay. So now we want to record that change in accomplish.c. Really? There we go. Get add accomplish.c commit minus added SQLite build. But I did make some code so we should be able to pull get remote minus v get pull code store SQLite. So git branch, okay, and the only new thing here was this SQLite test. So don't think I want this, but maybe I should put this in, and maybe I should make accomplish build this. So accomplish now builds does accomplish have, I think it has this, right? So we should merge this in. Okay. So we do that again. Now if we look for SQLite 3, we have it. Okay, and so then we can test SQLite. And so we'll have a target task. Whoops. SQLite. Whoa! I don't know why it's doing that. Stop it! tree sit node start, line number at pos. Does that make it better? No. Line number at pos. We're going to have to go fix this Emacs thing. So we have restarted, haven't we? So I think we just need to add a condition case to the thing. Let's go. Let's go fix it. Right, so it's in Nick TSMC looking at function. Nick TSMC looking at function. And yeah, I mean you can see, can't you? There's no why is there an and in there? I think there should be a when. Maybe what we do is like if we put the condition case in there. So we've got one here. Is that why? Yeah, there's no condition case around the Nick TSMC looking at like this. There needs to be a condition case here, and we need okay, we fixed it. I need some DevOps here because I now need to commit this twice. Like I need some repo automation. I've realized, and I've got my own Git server. Like, why is this so hard? Because the Git server's bullshit right now. Fix where we are catching possible errors. And I don't have it set up again. Let's give up and set it up. Oh wait. I also have to CP that into the other place. Don't think I need that, do I? Then we'll CD to that. And of course, you can see what I mean. There's a cascade of things. Copy this file out of there, do the same commit. And then it needs to be pushed to both repos. And one of the repos is my internal one, and I've already published this because people complained and wanted to see the code. I'm not sure if anyone's lurked, so curses on you all. May gypsy women curse you forever. That is not a slur. It's merely a reference to a particular idiomatic fantasy scenario. Fix a bug where fix handling expected bugs errors. Push or get remote minus v get push minus u origin Mars. Actually, we'll keep that off in this one deliberately to make us do that, because otherwise we'll forget that there is a tangled as well. Okay, now we're done. We can get back to work. Okay, nice, fixed. Woohoo! Okay, what on earth is read file C? Read file.c. Oh yeah, reading the chat station store. Okay. What am I trying to do? Forgotten what I'm trying to do. I might want to move the SQLite file, so I think we were waiting to do that. That's what comfort breaks get you. Drops in concentration. SQLite 3.h. There you go. No, thank you. So what we could do is say that there is this SQLite 3.h that's got to be here, and this is simply going to go, I think we can do dest source $dest. I think we can do that. Source, yeah, no, that's the one I just did. Don't know how to do this. Let's look for CP. $depend $target. I knew it was something like that. Depend $target. We need better help, don't we? Anyway, we're gonna have a file that for that file will be SQLite 3.0. So now we're going to say accomplish SQLite 3.h. And now we've got O and H. Okay. And so that means that it's in the current directory, right? So we don't need to add a -i all the time. I think that is reasonable. Maybe. Like, here we do. Maybe it's a bad idea, actually. Let's leave it in the source directory so that we have to do that. So -i is accomplish SQLite source, and then SQLite 3.0 SQLite test.c SQLite test.c. -o SQLite test. Okay, now we should be able to go SQLite test. And there we go. We can also go cat db SQLite. That screws up the terminal. But interestingly, so all we've done here is to use SQLite to build the library, and then we built the library against the our source file. But now how about if we build the command line tool? So we're just going to do this. So that's called that. I happen to know that that's how you do this. And it will just build here. Like it won't, like we saw before, I think, if you were watching the stream, or if you're skipping through it or something later, it'll build here and then make install will move it. So here we've got SQLite 3 now, right? So I'm just going to leave that there. I don't need it. It's just a handy tool, right? So SQLite source, SQLite 3, and then you say what the file is. Okay, and then I don't know. Can you go like this? No. Dot help. Can you list tables? Dot tables. Oh look, there's a table called channel. So now we can go select start from channel. Okay, it's a bit of a weird value. Now I can tell you what the problem is there. That value is JSON-B value, the one that's looking weird. This one, basically. So what we have to do to stop it looking weird is let's print the JSON the JSON-B value. So it's a binary value, which is why it's weird there. Let's print this. So it's called members, I happen to know. And then it's all good, right? So that's nice. Yeah, so the reason I did JSON in that field was because I want an array. Don't want to write multiple records. That's tedious. Although when you get them out, I want multiple records. So, whoops, probably don't want to really see binary. So I tried around, played around for a bit, and I came up with this, which I think is really good. So you can go, again, some of this is just like, you need to turn distinct on, and maybe I'll show you why in a second. But basically you can query from channel, and a JSON each is very similar to Postgres this. Channel dot members, but I really struggle to do this in Postgres. So, bosh. And what that does is it lists for every row, it lists one record for every array item, every top level array item in the members, which is, I mean, that's just what you want, isn't it? So I don't know how fast this is going to be, if this is going to be a problem doing this. But that, I mean, that's kind of perfect. Right now I've got a static array, I'll show you in appchat.c. Kind of got this static array. That's the user list, obviously, which we also probably want to put inside this database. Where's our channel list? Where's our channel list? It's here somewhere. And Alice. What? Where's the channel list? Nick and Alice. Okay, maybe I'm going mad. Let's turn truncate off. I haven't managed to delete the channel stuff, have I? Here it is. So finding channels. I think maybe the code is making the channels. So I think the WebSocket maybe, like the HTML front end. Yeah, so when you do that, it creates the channel. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. So the point is, you've got this channel list and you've got find channel. Now, find channel can just do the SQL query, can't it? So it takes a channel name, and what you're looking for is the channel construct. Okay, fine. But mainly you're looking for this members. So, you know, what we want is what's in this window here. So I guess the first thing we need to do, I suppose, is SQLite 3.h. So anyway, we built that just to do some little naughty SQL queries, which I'm not sure we need to do. I'm not sure we need it there, but if we ever need it there, it's easy to build. So what are we? 1224. Maybe we'll finish at 1 o'clock today. I've not been very well all week. I don't know. Really need a break. But this time of year it's interminable, isn't it? Like work just stretches out before you. And of course, I'm my own worst enemy because instead of taking a break, I come and do stuff like this. Which is hardly a break, is it? So what I'm going to want to do is so this find channel stuff. How's find channel used right now? Find channel. So subscribe channel. So if you subscribe to the channel, that feels like well, what's this then? Subscribe channel and add channel. Oh, this adds a channel that doesn't exist to channels, whereas this adds a member that doesn't exist to the channel. What I was talking about this week was how this should work. So I was trying to write this out. Because we're trying to get to the point where we've got a random set of channels, like not random in the sense of random, like random access. So you can add channels, you can delete channels, you can join existing channels, and that you could control the access on that. So Nick and Alice could set up a channel where they talk. So the first person to create a channel, I guess, wins. But that channel needs to be persistent, because otherwise, like, you can't have this just orchestrated. It needs to persist over the lifetime of services, because otherwise, if we take the server down, then everybody restarts. People could steal the channel, which would be bad. So yeah, channel names need to be persistent. You can also see that if we have persistent text, like history of the channel, that would need to be a thing, wouldn't it? We need to keep that. Good Lord, I'm suddenly really tired. When you get to my age, like I'm 55, I feel that's quite old. And all sorts of things start catching up with you. What was my sleep like last night? Absolutely terrible. Deep sleep continuity, 55 points. Very high light sleep. Hey ho. Anyway, so that's why we need persistent thing. So when you send to a channel, you get this channel thing. And I guess this is going to have to change right now. So the question is whether we should put, what is this doing? It's just, I mean, we could read it from SQLite and be done with it. Copy the message. So you need the channel members. Okay, so you've got a channel. I wonder if we need this channels list at all. We've got SQLite thing. We've got to open the database at some point, haven't we? So I'm going to put it. I mean, currently we've got things like session management, and they might go in our SQLite database instead. Well, static, I think. This is probably app chat. Oh man. Void init SQLite. Feel like this is some sort of assertion, so we'll whoops. Maybe we should say chats. And so the first thing is the DB file name. And the DB, there we go. Okay, so maybe we should be recompiling nickd all the time. Static is not at the beginning of a declaration, so it feels like you have to go static const. Undefined reference to SQLite 3 open. Well, because a lot of very strange horn sounds over there. I don't know why. Right, so we also need this. So you see it gets bigger and bigger. But hey, there you go. What can you do? This needs to be split up more. Sorry, inefficiently did that edit. I don't know, I think these are like apps. That's better. SQLite 3. Is that right? ls SQLite 3. Yeah. I bet this will increase the size. So we were about 228k, right? This is going to make it big. I think it's somebody with a trumpet. It's a bit weird. Cannot find. We need that. Okay. So SQLite just pushed the size up to 4.4 meg. So it's kind of interesting because one of the things that would be nice is if you could run this on very restricted memory environments. So I don't think there's any problem with that from a Pi point of view, but you can't run it on a Nano, on a Pico now. So inside a microcontroller, you've probably only got 256k or something like that, 512 maybe. So now you can't run it. Now there's a lot of debug shit in there, but maybe there's also a lot of stuff that does need to be packed in, like the C library and all of those things. I think those are dynamic right now. So yeah, that's a interesting like thumb in the air. That's pretty big. Again, what we could do, we could switch to the shared library. Like that was a fast compile though. Like let's clean nickd and then do nickd again. That was pretty fast. It uses paths. Okay. we need to put our new SQLite file dep in. I mean, it's fast, right? It's fast. So let's just check that at least. Oh, it's deeply irritating whoever is playing this bloody trumpet. But then, you know, the smallest things irritate me. Hey! Well, I don't know why that came out like that. It's a bit like, I think that the Chrome one stopped. I've been having a lot of problem with Chrome and WebSockets. I think I also need some visual indicator. I left this space in here because I figure, you know, you probably want some sort of icon or avatar to represent people, and maybe we want a time and date as well. I think that'd be nice. That's something that's probably really easy to do on a train. I wonder what the horses are making of all of this. Where are they? Can we see them? I think that's them down there. So I don't think we can see them very well. But so some of our horses have been used to things like hunting. Not that we are fans of hunting. Maybe there was a point once, and by hunting, I don't know if there are any non-British people watching. I mean, hunting on horseback, red coats, you know, all of that. So the horses get used to things like bugle calls because they use them in hunts to communicate over very long distances. So you end up being strung out all over the place. Somebody goes past yelling about AI. Right, so it's all still working. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay, so that's all still working. Perfect. I think that what happens, let's just investigate that for a moment. We stop it, we start it. Okay, so the WebSocket is obviously dropped. So it should not come out, right? There won't be a WebSocket. Let's refresh. Now there's a WebSocket here. Great. But there isn't a WebSocket here. So now there's a WebSocket in both places. And now it works. So I think that's what happens. And I think Chrome is more eager to drop the WebSocket, I think. So I guess when a WebSocket is dropped, you should just try and re-establish and have some sort of visual indicator. That seems reasonable. I also need a little bit of space above here, don't I? What is this? This is a field set and it's got margin bottom. I feel like I need a margin top as well. Margin top 5 pixels. 10 pixels. Well, 10 pixels is reasonable. Okay, so let's go do that. At chat.html. This is very poor, isn't it? Like it's not. I can't remember what this is. Did you get docs here? No, you don't. Margin. Let's just do them separately. Yeah, you see, we've still got that problem. Something about that is weird. Like you can refresh, fine, but I don't know. He was here, he wasn't. A few weeks ago, was it last week? Was it the week before? I can't remember. But I was trying to solve this problem that if you come here and do that, you sometimes get this weird problem. And now some of it's gone. Whoa! Anyway, that's a good space. And then that came out here because this one didn't stop. Right? I haven't refreshed this one. And like all I did was refresh the page and refresh Firefox. This is Chrome, this is Firefox. So I refreshed Firefox and I didn't touch, sorry, this isn't Chrome, this is Edge. Look at this nonsense. What are Copilot sales these days? Oh, it's seen an explosive adoption. But I asked it, I think it's fairly clear what I'm asking it. I didn't ask it about Copilot for sales. Yeah, so I do like baiting LLMs. Oh, it's a commercial juggernaut. Let's go 10 billion investment. Enterprise interest is high. Large-scale deployment is still in progress with many companies in pilot phases. No, I still haven't heard you tell me how commercially successful it is. You've told me about potential, but not results. I don't know. Can we turn this stream into a yo? Can we turn this stream into a baiting AIs stream? I don't know. Microsoft Copilot is commercially successful. Oh, go on. What do you need my help with? I mean, I can't promise that I can help, but who knows? Maybe. I'll stop baiting the AI. Go on. Maybe it's an AI baiting me back. That would be funny. Anyway, you work out what you need help with in the chat, and I'll come back to you when you said something. Okay, so this margin feels like it's a bit better. Look at that, that's nicer. I don't think we refreshed this yet, so let's refresh this. And test. Okay, so that does look a bit nicer. Okay, so oh, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about WhatsApp. I don't even use it. What I would say is if you open the dev tools, so I don't know if you've got Edge, maybe you could go more tools, developer tools, so down here, or normally Control Shift I on Windows is the thing, and if you come to console, it'll show you any error messages. So if you've not coded it right, then maybe it would tell you here. I don't know what an error page is. I don't know much about WhatsApp either, so I probably can't help you. I'm really sorry. But if you open the DevTools, maybe it would tell you. Okay, so I don't know if you're actually listening or if you're just chatting in the chat. Could just be chatting in the chat. I'll chat back. I don't know much about WhatsApp because I don't use it myself. But if you open the dev tools in the browser, maybe it will help you debug. Okay, so we've done that. So now we've got an init item. So now we've got an init. I guess we have to call that init from somewhere. Actually, we probably want. Let's go back to this. Let's open our SQLite test.c because we probably want this create table in there as well. Right. So this is all part of the init, I'd say. I guess we're going to exit one here as well. We can't can't create the table. So yeah. So our init is going to run, I guess what we could do is something like this. db init equals false. I think we've got some of this somewhere else. I think we have a session initialized equals false. So chat just asked me to explain. I don't know if you can have, like on Twitch, you can auto respond to these things. So somebody in chat just asked me to explain what I'm doing. I'm building a chat app with my own web server. I'll chat it. Building website. A chat app in web with my own C-based web server, and I'm just adding a database to it with SQLite. So yeah, if you look on the chat, look, these are the chat windows, and it works. You can chat between the two. Hello, Alice. This is Alice, and she can say, there you go. So that's what I'm doing. I'd like to use session initialized. So it seems reasonable to do this. Yeah, session. Good Lord, in it there. So I guess we could do this, if not db initialized. db init. Oh, yeah, let's call it that. And then let's set db initialized equals true. And I guess we should say if db initialized return, because otherwise that might be a problem. Okay, so let's go back to chat and just recompile it to make sure we're not making a bunch of stupid mistakes. Okay, so now it's got to start that up. I guess we can delete this DB, and we're going to stop it and start it again. And so now when it hits this page, it's got to initialize the DB. Now let's just check. So that's a bit weird, isn't it? Why did the DB not get initialized? Why not? Okay, so let's put a printf in this blasted thing. Printf. Oh man, I'm tired and my typing's gone to absolute poop. Initialize DB. Okay, so we're looking for that initialize DB. Yeah, there. ls. Wait, we've called it app chat. SQLite. Yeah. So there we go. So let's run the command line SQLite thing. Okay, with appchat.sqlite3, and we'll go .tables, and we've got channel. Well, how do you get a description of the table then with SQLite? .schema? .schema channel. Create table channel, name text members. Okay, well, good, right? So now it's initializing that. That wasn't too slow. And it feels like these errors should all be fprints. And we probably need to say app. Yeah, I always type appchar. Like, I should rename this to appchar so that it's the right thing. Fprint f standard error app chat. Look at that! I managed not to do it. We'll take this initialize out. Okay, so create the channel table listing members. Now we've got the problem that I am at 1 o'clock. I might have to stop. But so now we have the problem that we've got some users here with their username and password. But every time we have a user, no, I don't think so. So obviously the users should go into the database, into another table. But they don't have to right now, do they? They should go into the table when we've got a create user, but what happens is to create a channel, someone just comes along and says, join this channel name. So when we process a join, that's what we should do. So this is the code that processes WebSocket messages. So when you start, like, and you've got blank plain field, you've got nothing here, right? So if somebody says send, then that's the send message thing. If somebody says join, that's where channels get constructed. So if you try and join a channel for the first time, then that's cool. That's how that happens. Like, so you just say join this channel. So if we stop the database, like, let's stop that. Okay, so neither of these browsers are logged in anymore. Just going to make this a little bit smaller. Okay, so browser 1 not logged in, browser 2 not logged in, or there's no channel. I guess we could look at this. So if we go down here, let's run this again. Really? Feels like maybe you could color things in a bit more, but hey ho. So that's all garbage. That's all garbage. Right, so this is all on init. So we're logged in. And if we're not logged in, we type a password to log in. Fine, okay, but as soon as we get this, we're logged in. We've got a session. And we try and make a WebSocket. Okay, fine. And then we send this message, and that's how a channel gets created. And the other browser does the same. So one of the browsers is obviously going to be first. Whoever's first gets to create it, and that's all good. But I feel like this can't be completely recreatable for the reasons I was talking about earlier. Feels like you need a thing where you say, you know, oh hey, I'm gonna make this chat private. And if you didn't, then people would be able to intercept when the server restarts. So there is stuff, mutation configuration about channels that needs to be stored, like it's only mutable. So it feels like when you do this, we're calling subscribe channel, and if subscribe status is less than 0, is -1, then you try and add channel. And I feel like maybe this code flow is a bit wrong, because it would be better to wrap up the whole thing so this subscribe channel, if you find channel, it returns -1. But if you don't find a channel, so it feels like what we're doing is we've got some global state, and I wonder, that's not normally a good idea, is it? Not normally. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a break. I'm going to have a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea. And so we'll end the channel there. Stream. I don't think we'll end the channel. I think I'll be back next week. And I'm going to try and make a few shorts or something. I mean, look, you know, we could do this, couldn't we? Boom, boom. Oh, is it not running? It is running. The hell? Ah, advanced. Continue. Stupid thing. Let's make that smaller. Okay. I mean, would this come out on a short? I don't know. Could we take this and edit this bit? Maybe I start recording as well. Oh, exciting. So we want to do this. We want to do this. And we want to say, hi, Nick. And look, it comes out down here. And we want to say, hi, Alice. And it comes up out here. And there we go. There's a chat app. So it's all a bit silly, isn't it? So yeah, for now, I think I'm gonna finish the stream. I'm gonna commit all of this. I'm gonna have a cup of tea, and then I'm gonna go and look at. I might need to chop some wood. I'm gonna look at. Ignore. Yeah. So that got rid of the something or other. Yes, hello. Hello, chat. So let's add a git ignore. Oh. And what have we done so far? So we've added, I guess we'll add this. Put a margin on the top as well. The top of the field set. The diff is just adding the on accomplish. I'm not sure I want to add that SQLite test. Do I? I don't think so. I'm going to take it out. So we're just adding it to. I'm not even sure it's a great idea to add it to Nick D in this way. It is easy, but that's a huge binary. Tricky, isn't it? Yeah. Add SQLite to Nickby build and app chat init. Origin SQLite. So always getting this wrong. I've got this named so inconsistently everywhere. It's pretty frustrating. So anyway, we're gonna change this, I think, aren't we? To do a select, basically. So if you find the channel, you're going to do a SQL query to find the channel. And if you find the channel, so let's just make a note, refactor for SQL. I thought I would put a key press for this. I wonder if the key for Control J, yeah, I think that maybe that is possible to add stuff. Anyway, select name from channel. Get the channel from try a channel select queue. If it fails, there is no channel. If it succeeds, then we can read the users from it and check each user against username candidate. There we go. That's what we're going to do. We'll just add this in. appchat.c, git commit, some notes. We'll push that back to code store SQLite. Okay, and that really is enough from the channel today. I'll be back next week at Sunday brunch. Hopefully I'll have moved it a bit since from where it is right now. I might even move it a bit today, but hey ho, I've got wood to chop. I've got tea to drink, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea now, I think. If you watched, thank you very much.